Hello. I am tired. I am honestly like still kind of like sort of half asleep. So right now I am kind of dying a little bit. Just saving this right here. Oh. I think I might probably turn down the volume just a little bit. Maybe like that much, I don't know. Maybe like that. So for anybody right now who is watching, welcome. We are watching the marathon reveal. Also, let me know if I'll just turn it back up like that. Let me know if the volume is good for the video itself. I decided to just max out the volume on obviously on the YouTube stream right here for the reveal. And sorry, I'm just like a little bit like right now. But I'm also considering like I also have the volume like on minus 12 dB through OBS. So let me know if like the volume is low. Like I'm also considering probably just like turning it up again. So like just turning this back up to like 11. Maybe like 10.5. Because like the previous like I think live stream that I did when it came to watching the YouTube, which was I think the Heresy Act 2. Or I think it was Heresy Act 3. One of the two of Heresy. I'm pretty sure it was Heresy Act 2 though, but the volume like when they were talking like it was kind of low, and honestly when watching first that stream itself, like of their video or a bunch of video of the Act 3 live stream, it was like pretty low. And they kind of had like pretty level to a slightly low volume, like no reason to be like loud and stuff like that. But what was I gonna say? That's kind of how it was. So but yeah, I was like way louder than the stream itself. So but yeah. So one thing I am gonna say that on my phone, I also have the marathon stream pulled up on my phone as well, because I also want to get the emblem too. So yeah. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you're also watching it. Like, I don't know if you have to watch it like straight from the marathon channel themselves on Twitch, but I'm sure that like maybe like on the creator side of things, you could probably like watch the there we go. Oh man, I'm just honestly throughout like all last night I was like trying to sleep as much as what the fuck are they doing? But I've been like trying to like sleep like so much, like as much as I can really, and then like it was just extremely hard to sleep. So I don't know. Right now, my kind of brain is kind of acting a little bit. Half of it is acting on autopilot. So, one thing I was gonna say that is that I know these guys are just I don't know what the fuck what the fuck they're doing, but hey, whatever. They're having fun with this. So why is he squatting like that? But I don't know. As I said, my brain's kind of on autopilot. My brain is just trying to process everything right now, and I'm just like, I'm real calling, man. I wasn't going to fucking sleep, but sorry. I just want to go back to sleep, but yeah. Excuse me. Oh man. Oh. Wow, I'm like, I can't do jack if if I just like exit out of here and then let's see. Actually, I think it's a good time for me to actually probably get something to eat. Let me put this back right here for us to watch. Just put this on. Let's see, no game. Text. I'll have this right here for the moment. I think I'm probably gonna go ahead and get some cereal right now. So I will be back. And luckily enough, honestly, me kind of talking and just doing random shit right here has kind of been making the time go by faster. So yeah, I so just to clarify, this is my little this is the text is mine. The text is mine. So I will be back. Huzzah, I'm back. My bad for me right there. Just my mom needed to talk to me. Well, just to mention just something, not like kind of important, but more like a interesting question. Mm. Well, I'm back here now. Just went and got some breakfast. Because I didn't wake up earlier at all. I woke up at 10:55. I had an alarm set for 4:30. Or not 4:30. No, what am I talking? 9:30. And obviously I woke up late, like always. Well, I did not have a single chance to eat today. I was gonna quickly get some cereal and and eat and make that, and then just bring it back up and eat that. But unfortunately, I did not have any cereal. So I was like, shit. Well, my mom was like, well, hey, how about you go ahead and just make some, like, heat up some waffles. I said, fuck it, I'll do that. I apologize. I shouldn't be eating with a mouthful, but talking with a full mouth. But she was like, "Hey, go ahead and how about you just go ahead and eat like I already heated these waffles. Go ahead and just take them." But let me go ahead and throw some fruit on there. And I was like, okay. So I got some like blackberries, some cut strawberries, some blueberries. First time actually eating fruit on something like a pancake / waffle. It's pretty good. Got like some syrup on there, got some butter on there. Pretty good. And I got some OJ right here. Oh,
Our full reveal to go ahead and show you some marathon gameplay live here from Bungie HQ, but we actually have the distinct privilege of being joined by a pretty solid contingent of the marathon development team in-house. So in addition to some of the folks we're going to be talking to on stage here in just a little bit, we wanted to take the opportunity to get to introduce you to just a few of them here before we kicked off the show. Now, first things first, someone who's been here at Bungie for a little bit and someone who has also agreed we're going to do it on film and make sure that everyone knows that you've agreed to take me on a run at some point. But Kevin Yanis, Senior Design Lead here at Bungie. How's it going?
It's going great. I'm really excited for this truly momentous day.
It's going to be a lot of fun. What about today's show are you most excited about?
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for the team, or for everyone to see the team's work on the runners. We've been developing these gameplay fantasies and visual for a long time. I know the community's reacted really positively to some of the previews we've given, and you know, Bungie games have this immaculate.
Remember to also like let me know,
and with Marathon, we're
like
adding shooter elements
how
to it,
good the volume is
to really increase that depth and mastery that people expect from our games. So I'm excited to see how everyone reacts to that.
Now we're going to get to see a lot of that soon, but we're also going to get to see, you mentioned you get to work on the runners. Can you tell us just a little bit, without spoiling what's on the show, what we're going to see today?
Yeah, sure. With these runners, you're going to see they're pretty archetypical. So you're going to see different but clear and distinct fantasies and gameplay identities and roles. And hopefully people walk away from this understanding how their team compositions are going to look like and what their friends are going to play.
Outstanding. Kevin, well, thank you for being here today, man. We appreciate it. As we go right on down the line, we're also joined by Senior Engineering Lead here at Bungie, Mr. Sean Chan. Sean, how's it going, man?
Hi, I'm great. Yeah, it's really good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. That's so nice of you. For folks out there that may not know what it is a Senior Engineering Lead does, what do you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I make sure everything works. So, like, if something doesn't work, Kevin comes and calls me, right? This doesn't work, come call me. Everything's like, call Sean if it doesn't work, you know?
I mean, it's a huge undertaking. Obviously, here working in video games, it's such an intersection between art and science. Anything particular today that you're really excited for people to see?
We have a lot of cool tech that people haven't seen yet, like stuff that can happen in this game that we just haven't seen before. Right, so this will be the first time they see it. I'm really nervous, and I hope everything works well.
Being nervous means you're both excited but want it to go well, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Well, Sean, thank you for being here today, man, too. We really appreciate it. And of course, as we go on down the line, we're also joined by Marathon's narrative director, Julia Narden. Julia, how you doing?
Really excited, Andy.
Today, we're obviously going to get to show off a lot rather today here in just a little bit. But what are you most excited for people to see?
Oh man. So as you know, we've been treating this as both a reimagining of and a direct successor to the original trilogy, which means we've been taking that really rich, textured world building from the original games and using it as sort of a sacred foundation that we want to continue building on. And finally, we get to share some of that with our community today.
It's very exciting, and selfishly, as someone who grew up playing the original trilogy with his dad, it's been so much fun getting to talk story with you. Can't wait for everyone to get to see. Anything in particular, anything else that you're excited for people to get to dig into as they learn more about Marathon? We've unleashed a little bit with the ARG and everything, but any thoughts so far?
If I said it, I'd get in trouble, so I think I want to keep it a surprise.
Fair question. All right, well, we got a big show coming up. Thank you, Julia, for being here. Thank you all, too, for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it a ton. All right, we are in final prep now, everyone. So we'll be back in just a little bit on the other side with some Marathon gameplay. Don't go away.
all right. That was very interesting. All right, I actually feel a lot better right now after eating. I feel like a lot more awake. I'm gonna go ahead and put back the BRB text. I will be right back again. I'm gonna go ahead and just take my cup and my plate down to the sink in the kitchen. So I will be right back. All right, ladies and gents, we are about... Oh, wait. Is it picking me up? Yes. Okay, it is. We are about... We're just fucking close. We are very close to what we get to see. Oh, shit. Don't worry, all I dropped was a water bottle. I mean, it's so close, so no water actually came out. Anyways, we are extremely close now. We are about almost we're about almost 1 minute away. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am excited for this. As I said in my previous stream, it's been a really long time since I've ever gotten like really into a PvP game. I think the last like PvP game, like kind of multiplayer-esque game I was like really into was initializing, please stand by. It was Battlefield. Haven't played a lot anymore because of obviously the whole thing with Battlefield 2042, and kind of where things went with Battlefield 5, unfortunately, because it was actually starting to get good with its update of the US versus Japan, and like some stuff with US and Germany. But that's when I was like really playing like PvP stuff. And also, you know, I play D2 PvP, but you know, it's not like an actual ground up built PvP game. Oh.
All right, everyone,
Hello and welcome back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry. You're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first, this gentleman here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Super excited to finally show something about our game, you know? We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to the one of just you in your office hanging out.
Exactly,
so,
yeah. I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight this time, I promise, yeah.
So for anyone out there that may not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
I work with a lot of amazing people, some of the people on this stage, a lot of people who are sort of in the audience here today.
They got like their own like little
like ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together into a single experience,
overlays and
help
stuff.
deliver that experience as a single thread. So just love that.
Thank you very much for being here today, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. As we go on down the line, we're also joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and film to life, our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going?
Bro, this dude is honestly becoming a fucking
Joe,
legend because of his art style.
We've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon. And my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this reimagining.
Bro, this man is a fucking legend
this
right now.
game.
Because this man's art style, with how the direction that he took for Marathon is amazing.
Success. Paving the way a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for everything. We're going to have a lot to dig into today, so thank you for being here as well.
Thank you.
As we go right on down the line, we have, without a doubt, the most important Andrew on this stage here today, our gameplay director, Mr. Andrew Witz. How's it going, Witz?
Oh, so the gameplay director as well.
Witz, for anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau Ceti. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team? Thank you all for all your work.
And of course, last but exceptionally not least, someone who you've probably seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only Mr. Senior Design Lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lars, we're back.
You could say Marathon's back.
You could. I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now. A lot of fans out there. So the Run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into. We make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries. And that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything. And so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud with.
Well,
Sorry,
we'll get into that here very shortly, but no, thank you all for starters all for being here. Before we get started as well, a quick reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead and subscribe to any channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation, so thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly. We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show, so make sure and stick around. But again, the purpose of today is to show off some gameplay. Mr. Joe
Absolutely.
Ziegler, I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So let's take a look.
Okay. All right.
The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
I realize it does have that like Destiny and Halo gameplay to it, or shooting. Wow. So September.
Everyone, first things first, you saw that correctly. Marathon will be releasing just later this year on September 23rd, so you'll be able to ship out to Tau City very shortly. And in addition to that, coming just later this month on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later. So to make sure you're caught up with all the details and you're ready to go, do yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathonthegame. And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today,
I don't know. I'm like, it's really close to Apollo, to D2 Apollo.
And, looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access when the alpha kicks off. So go ahead and keep an eye out
Because the
on your
DLC
inbox.
for
There's
Apollo's
no
coming
exclamation point
summer,
drops or anything you
but
need to do,
also
so I'm
the
sure
first
folks will do it anyway.
but
worry
then
not,
the second
you've gone
update is
ahead
going to be
and,
fall as
done
well.
yourself a favor by being here today. But let's get into it. What did we just see?
A lot of death, you know, is first what we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, you know, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there. It's got some weapons in there. It's got some crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is in there, so weapons are going to do more than just shoot, obviously. It's a Bungie game. We got to like really push things. Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. Yeah, a lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But that's, yeah, it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah, everything goes wrong, the Andy Salisbury story. Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
I mean, extraction shooters are something that are a passion of all of ours. Like, we really like the idea of bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. You know, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you, and testing yourself to see if you can survive it. And we really wanted to take that and sort of, I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, you know, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah,
you know?
No, it shows. And you know, Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer team. And I am a competitive person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP. And so having to take that in the marathon game and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it has just been
And you can easily tell that,
and really
obviously, with the
exhilarating
Halo
for
like
myself personally,
inspiration
and I
of
also know for the team.
of multiplayer.
exciting to see.
There's also
And,
like
you know,
the
obviously, you
inspiration
mentioned we
also
saw
of
some
Destiny.
runners. Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here for they're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay, right? The first one in, trying to get as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next we have Blackbird. It's a very reconnaissance-based kit. All about like figuring out where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning. Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing and getting out and kind of having that kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So yeah, this is our core 4 right now for
Very
alpha.
exciting. A lot of different playstyles to choose from out of the gate.
Absolutely.
And even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone. You know, before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but you know, you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
Yeah, it's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured
As
up
I said,
to help us define the
like
visual world.
the art style for this is just
For these
awesome.
runners, you know, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy well. And then we sort of have our you know, unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry, we limit our materials, we use a lot of graphic design and color, and we sort of use it as a tool to onboard artists who are working on the project. And then it doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. And that's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
Yeah. And you know, obviously, the world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. You know, as a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But like, what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. Yeah, for art geeks out there, the sort of the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left. Started out as a fan. Then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, you know, pay attention.
I will say I do
homage,
appreciate
make sure
the
we're doing
original
justice.
art
And you
form
can see here in
of
the center,
Marathon.
this is kind of a proto runner we developed early in the process to make sure that, you know, our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy and composition. So I think it's working out well.
Now, obviously, the first
I think
piece of
we're,
art
you know, doing
from the old
something new,
Marathon was
but
more of
also
a gruesome
sort of
looking
back.
thing.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold the spine, right? Is what you're looking at.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent. Well, that said, if anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to be showing, again, a lot of stuff today. So if you've got anything that comes to mind, please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But you know, we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more Marathon gameplay.
Let's do it.
More stuff. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Marathon, is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats. To scavenge the remains of a lost colony for glory and fortune.
That's a cat.
The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable, but it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents, and in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight. Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic teamfights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge. Marathon is designed to be played in crews, with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out, to streamline playing with your friends. Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill, to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner. No 2 runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each run has a time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews. Running support for your friends, grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need.
Bro, honestly, all this looks fucking awesome.
And the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play, discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
All right. It's a decent amount of gameplay. All right. Let's get into breaking this down. So I think for starters, again, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your art style, again, what was it like kind of approaching this from your perspective? What were you looking to do?
Build on the legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love just sort of having the keys to this car from this era, working on a game from this era. I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists of the time. So
yeah. And also we had some keen-eared folks in chat. I think it's Joey Wolfinder asked if this has been.
I just noticed the fucking cat sticker.
Excellent ear.
Great voice, right?
Yeah, super cool. Yeah.
Wonderful voice.
He's almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best.
Oh, there's a ramen sticker
all
of
right,
Cade.
I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question. I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is Blackbird. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains out there? I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. Like it's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun, Mr. Witz. I think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well. Who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my time between Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much,
You don't even have a W key. It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, that push-forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being like the first to try and get a pick, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play glitch a lot too. Again, like, I really love that disruption playstyle. I love just finding an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then like taking like the arm cannon and just knocking them out of like the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe,
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner. Yeah.
Yeah, like everything in like we're making like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so like if you want to go fast, like Locust has like a super sprint, so to speak. Like they have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where like the body overheats, and so this character has like some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into like finding implants that maybe like expand like how much like your heat meter, and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of. When we play some mobility,
it kind of makes sense. I'm pretty sure there's always going to be like a negative to something that's positive, especially to like something of an extraction shooter.
Look at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of sketchy. Yeah.
No, we have a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details, Witz, I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit. In Marathon, build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right? And so each runner has, they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find that do kind of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right, as our Tox, and so you can build resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing and then you get like a cord specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump? Like that's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are like completely
so you play glitch,
weapons,
you get double jump, triple jump. Yes,
weapons
glitch becomes
like
a hunter.
Pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, like really it's the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
That's super exciting. And actually, to that same end, we got a question in chat as well from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce it. How many players are going to be in each map?
Varies per map.
Yeah, it varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So going to be room for a lot of play styles. To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your?
It sounds
play
like
style and your
that. These are
approach
gonna
to
be
any
like
additional-
either like big,
Yeah.
like some like one is gonna be big and then
Sell out
they're
the
like
business.
more
I have to give away
condensed.
my secret.
That's what I'm saying. What I'm hearing from it.
So Void is really fun for me because it leans into this part of my personality that is like very devious. And so, if you go on a run with me, I'll be like, hey, any claymores you see, let me know. And I'm putting those in my backpack, and I'm doing crazy things like, okay, so Void has a prime ability that sends out, I think you saw it in the video, it sends like a wall of smoke that sort of like your home base when you do that, it's a portable. Because when you go in that, you become invisible, you get automatic active camo. So I'll do things like set that up to make people believe I'm doing one thing and then do another. So a lot of subversive things. I'll go in there and I'll claymore the inside, right? Someone comes in after me, they're gonna have a very bad time. But I also do things like I'll go to a place in the zone where there's high tier loot and I'll claymore it up and then close all the doors and leave and be like, I wonder if anyone's gonna show up. And then sure enough, maybe 5 minutes later I see the shield crack in the HUD and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah. How about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
Well, if you know me, I'd rather look good and lose. So I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So that's
It's like, Joe, go over there.
yeah, exactly.
You know what? Honestly, I feel that
Just stand
because
in the
that's how
open
I
for a
am
little
kind of
bit,
half of the time.
So that's the end of my run story.
Fair. Well, we want to thank you all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it. So actually, to that same end, obviously we do a lot of play testing here internally. Witz, I know you mentioned you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like I'm safe. Like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around. There's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player. Like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room and then the other team is right there and you're like, oh crap. Like, and then you're like, this is all out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where these mercenaries kind of going crazy and like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Always said that's almost never happens like that though. It never really happens in an extraction shooter.
Like it's happening.
Like
It's improvisational, right?
like some shit or some bullshit
Sounds
is
like,
going to be
runs can
happening.
obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau City?
There's a ton of
There's a ton of
them.
it,
Yeah, there's implants, there's cores, there's equipment,
Consumables.
there's
Grenades.
Consumables. Yeah.
Talk about grenades.
Yeah, there's grenades.
I mean,
We have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world. We have valuables, we have backpacks, attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
and there's a bunch of stuff too that we're just we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now and I need to pick up these things and get my money, into my space bank. So
Space Bank,
Yeah,
That
Space
actually is a
Bank.
good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was related to sort of our factions and contract system. But if you want to talk a little bit about that, Lars.
yeah, I mean, we've got this entire system we call factions. You're doing contracts, they're like missions, and you are being greeted originally by AI representative because you are a mercenary. You don't really have allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you'll run into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract system is like, you could complete the, download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time, and so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
I was gonna say, you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like essentially, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, so just in general, be able to do, fight all the different, hostile entities in the world, like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units, like you want to be able to not only withstand that and players. So there's a lot of reasons why you want to get loot again.
And honestly, like a lot of the loot translates into things like upgrades, that you utilize through the factions, but there's also
it's just interesting that like the full amount of
black market where you can use a lot of your currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself if you go on a bad run, or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things. But I think Andrew could talk about it, yeah.
Yeah, we want to make, this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of, morph the Bungie action game into in the survival space where, again, everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, you're not going to have a limb system where your limb's broken or anything, but you will, guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game.
Goddamn, getting knocked out of sprint
hit with a chem grenade
by a bullet, that's gonna be fucking,
right? Which really slows you down. You can be overheated. There's all these things.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, that's gonna fucking suck.
Making sure you have an answer for these things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right? And so that's how we're trying to marry that together. And in addition to that, if you have some bad runs, right, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the sponsored kits, it's kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment or maybe a shield or something or consumables. Yeah. That's kind of the floor for what we think you can be really you can be capable in the environment and actually fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling the goal is that you can always clutch even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in really high-end gear, because that's your payday, right? That's the beauty of the moment of oh my God, I took this player and they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hurts. I mean, obviously, gonna be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha. But we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators in our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Oh, there's Lupo.
Got him. Down them all again and 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 again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! No, we got out!
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
Scarrow. Fucking Scarrow. Oh shit.
This is such an exciting time for us. You are the first group outside of Bungie to playtest our alpha build.
Oh, I saw CB Gray. I'm trying to get an eye on Luke Steffens, if he's like see if they got his stuff, his like perspective.
Okay, I am ready and up. Whatever you two are. Yes, sir. Oh, we are bringing some money in this time.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around? See
Yeah, I'm gonna see who we're gonna read with.
Alrighty. Bio research is right next to us. You want to do the intercept?
Yeah.
You just want to grab that real quick?
Yeah, we can do that.
You want to get going?
Yep, medal.
That should be a good one.
I didn't actually. I've not been there yet.
Oh, okay. There's.
Oh, yeah.
So, for the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you drop.
Oh wow, so there is fall damage.
Drastically reduces it though. So there are ways to reduce it.
I may have just exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground, you don't take
it saves it.
damage.
It'll break the fall, yeah. Happens to the best of us.
AI on the right. Yeah, more AI inside the little shrubbery compound over there.
A hostile unit is calling for reinforcements.
I think since that they're probably making
Sorry. Excuse me. Sorry.
You're good.
I think since like it's such a condensed map,
Still heading to field maintenance.
like it's the AI and stuff, and like with the low amount of players in it, it's gonna compensate more or less for it.
Oh my god, he just shut up. Are we killing them or ignoring them?
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
I need some depth ammo. Guys, find me. There's a green tank right there.
There's ticks underneath.
I got here, I think.
Player. Down one.
I hit one, broken shield, but I'm
1, 2.
down. That's all of them.
The punch.
Actually, you want to do the HPT? Over here. Red dot's right there.
Either way, I'm getting shredded right now, so I gotta
Clear the AI outside first. They're just gonna beam us if we don't get rid of them.
We gotta.
What the? What?
That's a purple one.
I don't know if that was a self-revive. Looked like a self-revive, I'm not sure.
Oh, hell. Wait, the ones that fire like 5 leads are lethal.
The grenadiers, yeah. They're great.
Wow, and these are just like like AI, like
one of the guys you killed had
like AI enemies.
Poor guy.
Oh, mechanics hit. That's what we need, right?
From what I'm noticing is that the UASC AI soldiers are like are constantly like showing. Like that's what I'm getting though, but I'm not
when you
sure.
have mechanics kit, it doesn't take anything. You're just good. Yeah. I'm unlocking the box. AI dropping in. Big ones too. They've got long shots in too. Oh, yeah. That's gotta be.
I played one shield. There's a loot up there who's absolute. Oh my god, I'm almost dead. I realised.
Where are they?
They're on the balcony, like south 200.
I got one knocked. I got one knocked.
Nice.
That's a Void.
That's
Annihilated.
Runner eliminated.
On me. I'm out of ammo.
Yeah, I would say it's a self-res.
yeah, there's a sniper.
Freaking no! It's a Brian! Kill him, he's a fiend, dude.
I'm coming to you, Sven.
Yeah, I see him.
Don't underestimate this guy.
Oh my god, that's it! He killed 2, I think it's 1v1. Ben, you knocked 1, I knocked another.
Good stuff. I literally only have a sniper.
Oh wow, he's back.
A unit is signaling for reinforcements.
Okay, the knock I had was way over here. I don't see anybody over there yet.
He's been quiet for an awful long time. I reckon he's gone to res. I see him.
He's right there.
Damn that! Damn, Blue Bull got fucking murked.
There's a guy. Yeah, he's holding the angle at a distance.
Sniped a sniper.
Yeah, right on me. This player. I mean, very weak up there. I'm underneath.
Are they where we got boys at now? Nice.
Knocked one.
Coming.
Got one left.
I take shots on the right side, like east of him.
No, if they're close. I got no tags. Oh.
There.
You got eyes?
Yeah, A1.
Oh, is that him up there? Is he upstairs inside?
Yes, sorry, he was. Yeah, hear him. Or is that USAC?
No, you said we're shooting something in here. They were shooting something in here.
Wow.
Kind of built a
Okay.
ringer group, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They built a god squad, you could say. I feel like we might be the god squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Yeah.
We got knifed some AI and grabbed some guns.
We can go to field maintenance.
Yeah, loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here. Where did I just hear that thought? Whoa! I knifed one.
Oh my god, I'm dead. Yeah. Something's sucking me.
Stop
What
sucking
the fuck is that?
It's a purple shield.
UESC reinforcement signal detected.
I found a purple enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times and had to dump a full mag into it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay!
Bro, to me it seems like the AI enemies are like are kind of like something you're gonna have to watch out for.
One shot. I'm safe. What's the question marks again? That are on the map?
Oh, I think those are the flares, right?
Huh? Like
Like
this?
the cash flares?
Yeah, I don't know.
Flares.
One is broken.
Oh, that man got fucked.
I knocked one. Found him.
Prepare for increased hostile action.
Glitch is moving. Glitch is moving. Behind. Yeah, Glitch is behind you at the moment. White shield. White shield.
Oh, she's scared. She's scared.
Down. Down. Very good.
Very, very nice. I called the purple. Yeah,
wow.
Freaking purple. There's a green on this one.
Purple shield. Who has that?
Me.
The big items, the big drops, the stuff that's like really high value, they're like, I have to get this out.
Doesn't matter if I'm playing Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm going to win. There's no other extraction shooter like that where I can have that kind of gameplay.
When people find out about some of the secrets and stuff, they are going to lose their mind.
1, 2, 3.
Playing so far has just been refreshing, I'd like to say. Everything felt really locked in.
This being sort of the next full Bungie experience is an exciting moment.
The game is inherently fun. I just want to play more.
Okay, that was a lot of gameplay.
It was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players alike has been a privilege. It's been a great time getting to set that up. And of course, I promise I'm not saying this just because I work on the social media team here, but if you head over to our YouTube channel, we have a full 20-minute version of that. So youtube.com/MarathonTheGame is where to find us. Also, same with all of our other socials, as long as I'm at it. But Lars, obviously, again, like we talked about before that video, we're familiar with working with our community really closely, but have we ever done it this early or at this scale before?
So I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days, and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community. It's something we take pride in. And on this game in particular, yeah, we brought people in, players in, much earlier into the process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's how we learn, that's how we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better, and I think it's been really great.
That's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with them. Some of you playing as well. What was it like?
Oh, it was super exciting. Yeah, I mean, like when you have a lot of.
I know they're talking right now, but I gotta say this though, is that it said the wish list hasn't shown a price at all. It showed when it's gonna come out. We still don't necessarily know if it's free or not though.
Players who just joined in and immediately got it and started destroying everybody, like Tens and Lupo was in there, and but yeah. Yeah, you had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah,
but I feel like though, if it's a decent price for it, then maybe.
I'm gonna throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them, the creators. And, yeah, it's probably your team that was destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to help get Jeff through, and
thank you.
I did my job.
Damn. Jeff Keighley sucks at video games. Get him out of the video game awards. I'll run that bitch.
Mission accomplished, Lars. Yeah.
Something that he's used to, obviously. Which also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit as well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time? Some of them.
I mean, it was awesome. It's awesome, like playing the game for so long, right, and seeing other people play the game is just a great feeling, right, for like the whole team. You get to see things that you designed for happen, and in real life, right? You see people who are like being hunted by other players that take refuge by like we're a heavily fortified area, and watching the UESC equalize a little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like it was like a great time, but also really tense. Was there was two crews that were fighting under the dire marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels. And the fight was literally like almost 1 by 1s, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hallway. The person in the front dropping meds for people in the back and changing positions. And that fight went into like little vents as well. So it was like this it was this hilarious chase that was like, it was super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just the volume of the room kept on going up from those two crews because they were just like, where are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there. And they were shooting vents just like out of just pure paranoia. It was awesome to watch.
It's a good balance to strike, obviously, yeah. And you, again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other creators you got to dive in with?
Oh, yeah, I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a couple moments where we bunkered down underneath a greenhouse in the tunnels underneath. Tunnels are dangerous, and they were fun. But we basically created like a little claymore nest down there, and so we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, it was pretty successful. I'm telling you, the claymore strats are good.
Claymore nest is
Don't
evil.
sleep on claymores. They're
pretty
good.
solid.
Yeah.
Lars is like, I know.
Yeah.
So, you know, even in addition to these creators, you know, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so long goes so far rather. You know, as someone who's played a lot of Aleph 1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 PowerBook so long ago, bringing in the Aleph 1 team was really, really exciting. You guys had a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep that alive as we're sort of building this new world. And so working with the Aleph 1 team has been really awesome with the Marathon Classic on Steam. Is the release that they had, as well as the Marathon Classic 2, I think, is on Steam as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of those, it's like sort of connecting the threads, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Sort of remembering the past as we're sort of building this new, re-envisioning in a lot of ways of what Marathon is.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this topic as well, about the dangers of the world, we do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, pardon me, and you should underestimate them at your own peril. But can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things, so watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you.
Hug you. Yeah.
They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to get rid of them essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that are like gonna be on the map as well. Like we have a bunch of like tox rooms and all kinds of surprises that await players. And yeah, in the alpha there's a few, but
what's the scariest UESC unit to you?
The scariest unit? The Ghost Commander for me, for sure. The Ghost Commander.
Bro, the Ghost Commander.
They go into active camo and they actually have clone. They have a bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think you're not sure which one to shoot. And then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right? It's like it may be over for you, but that's one. The sniper also.
We saw him
the sniper
too
as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great against the UESC. And if you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So like, yeah, definitely be careful of these units. Tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, the recruits, like have this rush down that they do. If you're not too careful and knowing where they're gonna be flanking you and rushing you down from, like, yeah, we're purposely making them these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
And you can't ignore them either. Once they're on your set, you kind of gotta figure out a way.
Yes. Exactly.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shebsky. Can a team be composed of any number of runner types, like 3 Blackbirds, for example?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
There's no restriction on how you assemble your crew. You can all play the same.
Wow.
You can create a meme comp if you want. Or you can diversify a little bit, you know, and sort of try to use each other's utilities.
Okay, that's actually good. You can do a run with all the same. With all the same.
Like those 3 different like players that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds and what they're gearing towards in Blackbird, right? Like they may be some of them, like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner, so we're purposely trying to make it so that is you can diversify.
I did see the shield wall comp, which is like basically 3 locusts in the playtest from last week. But yeah,
let's go. Yeah. So again, obviously it's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this game and the experiences you've had. You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. Again, with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players finally get a chance, some of them to jump in. What are some of the stories you're most excited for them to get to dive in and maybe tell themselves?
So many. I mean, there's so many different stories that I think that we're looking forward to seeing happen, especially ones that we've never even seen before. But getting onto the planet, like honestly, just trying to survive amongst all of the different threats that exist there. The dying, when our trio says death, it's death. There's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new. It's gonna be exciting. I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm had the fortune to launch Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience the visual world for the first time is amazing. Introducing the IP into the world, sort of beyond the game. Sort of the culture it creates. Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what the metas are and what the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now. Wits, how about you? Anything come to mind on your side?
I'm just really excited for folks to discover the content and play with it in interesting ways. We've been making this meal for a bit. It's just time to see folks play, right? Like we've been making the sandbox for a bit. We've been working together on all the activities and everything in the world, right? It's just going to be exciting to see people react to it organically and learn from it.
Yeah, very exciting.
I'm also curious to see which runner will be the crowd favorite, out of the end. I
mean, a lot of people have been liking Glitch.
Well, chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But that brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed
purely
show.
design-wise, a lot of people
guys,
like
thanks so much for
Glitch.
being here today. We really appreciate it.
I mean, thank you so much, and thank you everybody out there. Like our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like you should give yourselves a hand, for putting together. Also, there's an immense amount of staff here that has been super gracious and kind to come and help work with us on this. So just want to make sure all of you, let's give you a hand too. You've been doing an amazing job. Thank you.
That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again, a huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witz, and Lars Bakken. Thank you all for being here today. And of course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home, it's your contributions that make Marathon possible. So truly, thank you. It's honestly humbling to be here today. And again, of course, the crew here, thank you all so much for all of your hard work. It's been incredible seeing this stage come up so quickly rather. So thank you so much. It's been a gargantuan effort, and it's all thanks to your efforts. And most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you show up and join us. We know you have busy days, and we're thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course, we got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat. But
That's
as
fun.
has become kind of a tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing here for you at the end. Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet, and we're really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and out of the game, and we'd love to show you a glimpse of that now. So we've had the opportunity to partner with Academy and Emmy Award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
Oh wow. Holy shit.
I met a traveler from an antique land who said, "Two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sculpt to well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless thing that mocked them, and the heart that fed, and the heart that fed."
Welcome once again. Once again. As the new shell. Feeling.
I'm pretty sure yeah, I think she is the fan. I think she's gonna be the favorite.
Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged.
I'm acting like a simp right now, but I'm just.
If we skip the formalities this time, got a big contract waiting down there. So
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
That's my lucky charm. Yeah, it's supposed to be my lucky charm.
Can you identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mom.
Now,
You know
consider
that's your mom.
this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
What? Really?
Hey, what's that you're always tuned into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you ever wonder what happened to these people?
It's not my business.
And this music is? You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
girl thought it was so simple. She was like, let me go ahead and listen a little bit. Damn, she got murked.
And on the pedestal these words appear. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair. Nothing beside remain. Round the decay of that colossal wreck. Boundless and bare. The lone and level sand stretch far away.
Oh.
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
I can't read sideways. I can't read that way either. Thank you for watching. Disperse! Everybody disperse! Disperse now! Alright, everybody, please disperse. Oh, I was about to say, oh shit, is that an actual tiger? I was like, oh wait, no, never mind. Please disperse, everybody. Disperse now. Disperse or forever have your life in jeopardy. I wonder how long this is gonna keep going. Alright, if anybody is has been watching alongside with me, let me know what you guys thought. And anybody on the VOD, go ahead and, you know, give your thoughts too. I'm just gonna kind of be here talk. We honestly really saw like a lot of like gameplay and stuff like that. I mean, honestly, it looks... I mean, I'll be real, I'm not the most extraction type of person. The only other game I saw that was like really grabbing my interest like that was I think it's a game called Beautiful Light. But this one really grabs my attention mainly because I see that like Bungie Bungie like shooter style to it, you know, that Halo and that Destiny type of like vibe to it. And hopefully with like the change to... Oh, there it goes.
Okay, let's do it. I've gotten to...
Alright. Okay. I'm gonna cut it off right there. There's a lot of stuff about that we saw. I don't know where to put us into, but yeah, we saw like a lot though. Like that was a really good amount that we saw. I really don't know what I don't know. Saw a lot of stuff. And it was fun to see. I know, honestly, I don't really have anywhere to take us to. Like, it's just a black screen you're gonna see for just a little bit. But, yeah. Like, I'll be honest, I genuinely thought that we were going to get, I know when they said, like a surprise, I didn't think it was gonna be that. I thought it was gonna be something more to the lines of, I keep getting close to the mic like this, but I'm like, not necessary for me. I thought that we were gonna like get something like in a sense of, I don't know why I thought of it, but I honestly thought that we were going to get Destiny 2 Frontier stuff. You know, because they weren't specifying exactly what it is. Like, they said a few surprises, so I was like thinking, you know, I was thinking like maybe something else of Marathon, but I was also like thinking like and I thought there was gonna be like, it's like I got, and well, this is not Marathon, and with one final thing, and you know, I'm guessing that they wanted to just keep, they wanted to keep the, like, they wanted it to all be the entire focus on Marathon. They didn't want, you know, D2 to be anywhere in this, which I get. I'm like, you don't want to really like take the thunder of one game and use that for another game. You don't really want to do that. But damn. You know, I know they said that it was like a cyberpunk aesthetic, but it's like a, I don't know. Anyways, I am gonna go ahead and I'll go ahead and put this short right here. I'm just gonna zoom it like this though. With like no sound. But so for, oh, it's blinking really fast. But yeah, I'm gonna like keep this out of here. I don't know, for some reason it's like really like blinking like fast. You know, kind of scaring me just a little bit. Okay, we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna let this play, but I'm gonna keep it on silent for you guys to just like have something in the background to kind of see. Overall, I thought it was a really good showcase. Like I'm like, it showed us what we want, like what people wanted. A lot of people actually seem to really like it. Like I saw like, oh, I saw the Twitch chat going off. Actually, that's actually one thing. Let's go ahead and look up Scarrow 9. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and watch his, and I think I want to, I don't know, I want to watch his, but I think I also want to watch, think maybe if I can probably watch Dr. Lupo. I honestly also wanted to watch Luke Steffens, if he has a video up or not. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna open up YouTube again. If it pops up at all. Excuse me. Okay. Luke Steffens. I don't know if he's put a video up at all though. He might have live streams. Okay. He streamed 21 hours ago. But he hasn't said anything yet on Marathon. Let's try Dr. Lupo. Dr. Lupo. Okay, so there is. I think I want to get Scarrow's viewpoint of it. Mainly because, you know, he's also a Destiny creator. But I want to see what he has to say. So I will say this to preface this and say that if you guys want to watch this his video yourself, we're going to be reacting to what his thoughts are, and we're going to be you know, also like kind of probably I'm gonna try to like, you know, maybe like give my like 2 cents throughout the thing. But if you mainly want to like watch his, please go to his channel and watch his videos and the next few videos that he's been posting on here. So go ahead and watch his videos, because honestly I'm just a person reacting to this. So yeah, all right. Oh right, I forgot I had this paused. Okay, zoom out like that, and we're good to go.
So over the past 6 or 7 months, I've gotten to play somewhere around 75 hours of Marathon. That's across 3 different builds, but I've played a ton of this game. And in this video, I want to talk about things I love about it. I'm going to talk about things that I'm not really that hot about, and I hope that they change or improve. And then I want to try to answer some questions that I saw a lot on Twitter or in chat. I'm recording this well before the showcase, so I'm not really sure what exactly they're going to go over, so I apologize for any redundant information. But I do just want to clarify something real quick. I have been flown out to Bungie and paid a couple of times to play this game. Now, the objective of that was not to have us tell them, oh, you're making the best game ever or anything like that. It is so we, and like me and other creators, can provide brutally honest feedback about the game. They were much more interested in what we didn't like versus what we did like. And I can confidently say over the 3 builds that I played of this game, it has gotten significantly better. And talking to people like Lupo and Hidden Xperia, who have been playing it for years, it's the same for them on a much larger scale. Bungie is taking feedback for this game incredibly to heart, and they're taking it very seriously. So if I say anything about the game here that maybe you're not a fan of, let them know on Twitter or on Discord. If enough people say something or say that they want a feature added, it's very likely that they'll address it in some way. I've seen it literally in real
Okay,
time.
sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pause right here and say that I am more interested to see what is it that he doesn't like over what he likes.
Playing over the last couple of months. So, if you're excited for Marathon, make sure to subscribe, but let's get into it. There are a ton of things I love about this game. A, it is absolutely gorgeous. It's an extraction shooter. It's very high stakes. You need
I mean, the art
to be on your
okay, let me pause it there. It's a better it's a blurry. I will say that the art style for this is amazing. As I said, Joe Cross, the man, awesome art director. The way the art style that they took it, instead of like putting like fidelity, more polygon / the triangle shit into their game, I'm like, this is a very, you know, and it says that they basically use it as like a as like an onboarding thing when bringing in a new artist into the company. I'm like, you know, you're doing, I mean, I feel like you're doing something right then in that case. And if you're also using Marathon as like, or this certain art, like type of like art style as like an onboarding thing for artists in your company. I'm not trying to glaze Bungie at all or anything. I'm just saying that that's actually a pretty good idea.
your toes at every point in the game. That being said, I get distracted a lot while playing it. I'll be running across a field or in the middle of a marsh or through some trees, and there have literally been times where I'm in the open and I'm just like looking at the skybox. It is a beautiful game, and hopefully you've seen that by now in the gameplay that they showed, in some of the trailers and in the footage I'm showing on stream. It is an absolutely gorgeous.
In this section, I noticed that they actually like that there's a lot of like gray in it in here, and it does look a little bit like desolate, like kind of like gritty, like gray coloring to it. But it actually works. It's like, for me personally, it actually works. I am a kind of a fan of a grittier, darker art style. Like, I'll say that, I'll preface it and say that. Does every game do that really good? No. There are games that do it great, and there are games that do it like extremely terrible. let me go ahead and exit out of actually of this and actually let me claim my little emblem. And let me go ahead and go back to Stream Manager. Okay. So I will preface that and say that, well, not preface, but I will say that there are many games that do the dark and gritty art style very good, and there are some that do it very bad. Like, let's just be honest about it.
Just gorgeous game. The lore of the Marathon universe, it's very dark, it's very gritty, it's very good. All of the different factions, they play a huge role in the game. It seems like this is going to be a very narratively driven game. And that means that even if you're not the biggest PvP player ever, I think there's something for you here. I think there is genuinely an amazing world to uncover and discover here. You don't necessarily need to know the old Marathon lore.
That's the one thing I'm actually starting to see, like, is that Marathon is a very, very big and complex game in lore wise. Like, we're talking about a game that came out in mid to late 90s or like early 90s or something like that. Like, you know, if you don't give me 1 second. Marathon game. It came out in 1994. Let me go ahead and look up actually Wikipedia. I'm usually like people probably don't like Wikipedia. I get that, but like it's just kind of a more just a general look for it. So Marathon came out initially in 1994. Marathon Trilogy. Oh. Sorry for that double click. Honestly, this Logitech for the back click is kind of really irritating me. Marathon 2, and then there was one called Infinity came out. I don't know what Infinity is exactly. Pathway to Darkness. Also by Bungie. Okay, that's interesting. But Marathon 2, and there's also Infinity. The third and the second. So yeah, it's the trilogy. Marathon 2 came out in 95, and then Infinity came out in 96, with obviously the first Marathon coming out in 94. Like, if we span it going from like 94, 95, 96. The Marathon 1 is now about 21 years old, like hitting 2025. Marathon 2 is 20, and then Marathon Infinity is 19. And of everything of lore from those games building up to now, apparently there has been years and years like of lore and stuff like that. And I think there's still stuff that can be pieced together from Marathon 1, 2, and Infinity up to this day. Now here's the thing. I do not know nothing about. I should have prefaced this and said that I do know nothing about Marathon. I don't know nothing about the lore at all. But the fact that there's so much lore from there that you can grab and you can put it into this game. And yeah, I'm like, it is actually, it's not bad. I'd say it's actually pretty good. The fact that you'll need to know about Marathon 1, 2, and Infinity to understand the lore. But I do appreciate that in this reiteration, they're bringing in these and probably even like adding more lore. I think the one thing that I probably would say would concern people is the potential of retconning stuff. I think that's the one, fear for some lore people that they kind of have a concern about. Which I understand that, because I'm like, here's the thing, in Destiny, there has been a lot of stuff that has been retconned. I'm not going to lie about that. There has been a lot of lore in there that has been retconned to oblivion. Now, here, and one thing I want to say too is like, we are now 11 years into the Destiny 2 universe, and for Destiny 2 and its universe, it's 11. Well, hitting this September, it's going to be 11 years. and the fact that there has been so much lore built up for Destiny in general for just 10 hitting 11 this year. The amount of like information and stuff that you can get from 21 years of Marathon in total. It's like you have a lot of, you have a lot of lore there. You have a lot of like stuff you can do with that. Let me go and put chat back up here because I couldn't see him for shit. There we go. Let me go ahead and also exit out of here. There we go. All right. I'm gonna stop for a second, and I'm going to go ahead and let Scarrow talk more.
People in game don't know the lore of the original Marathon. A lot of these first few seasons are probably going to be us like uncovering what happened between Marathon 1 from 1994 and Marathon 2025. That's going to be a huge part of the narrative. I'm certain of it. And it's going to be a very fun ride to put together. And that plays into a lot of things in the game. There are a lot of secrets and stuff that I'll talk about a little later that I think are the secret sauce that really set this game apart from things like Tarkov. Let's talk about the gameplay first, though. It is an extraction shooter. Teams of 3. Maps have different numbers of teams on them. Usually ranges between like 4 and 6, I think, depending on the map. But it is like primarily a PvP game. And if your entire team dies, you do lose everything that's on your characters. The PvE enemies at this point are mostly just like robots for the UESC. And they are brutal. They are very aggressive. They will mess you up very fast. I died to them quite a few times the first time I played Marathon. They will absolutely destroy you. It's a hard game, I'm not gonna lie, but it is a beautiful game, and the gameplay feels so good. It's got that classic Bungie gun feel, especially things like the snipers and the SMGs. Just so good. You'll see me in almost all the gameplay using a sniper called the Long Shot, which is amazing. It's up there with the best feeling Destiny sniper rifles easily. And an SMG called the Bully. That is my favorite gun across everything that I've used. I think I've used every single gun. That is easily my favorite combo. Long range, short range, it feels great. The abilities are really good. I'm gonna make a separate video on like the 6 runners. I'll talk about them here, but I'll really break them down in depth in that other video, which I'll also have linked down in the pinned comment down below. But there are 6 runners, and I kind of think about them kind of like Black Ops 3 specialists, where gameplay across all of the runners is pretty much the same. You can use any guns you want. Most of the mods and implants, which are kind of like the things that modify your skills and abilities and stats and stuff, they're universal. There's a couple that aren't, especially as you get higher up in the loot rarity. But for the most part, like 80-85% of your gameplay is going to be pretty similar across all of your runners. They do all have like a super or like a prime ability. They all have like a secondary ability, and then they all have 2 passive abilities. So they can shape the game quite a bit, especially in terms of like movement. But for the most part, I wouldn't worry about this being like an Overwatch style hero shooter or anything like that. The game just feels like Marathon, regardless of what character you are on. I will say the movement probably a bit slower than I would like. I kind of think about this being much closer to like Halo movement with sliding. It's not as fast as Destiny. It's definitely not as fast as something like Apex. Significantly slower. I think it could be boosted up. That's been a lot of my feedback that I've given every time I've played. You do have like an overheat bar, so you can only do so much sprinting or so much sliding or depending on your character, so much advanced movement. I think that needs to be like tuned back a little bit and give players should be allowed to be faster. I've been told that there are upgrades, like as you go through the game, there's an upgrade system that you upgrade like your account, not your characters or anything. And it doesn't matter if you die or not. They're permanent upgrades to your account for the season. But when you unlock them, it does things like increase your heat capacity or like your stamina bar. It makes you faster. It gives you more health. It increases your revive speed. We played with a little of those things, but I've never been able to really play enough to.
Okay, so that's actually very interesting. So, I do like the fact that, like, as he said, that, I was also like getting that feeling from where it's like, oh, it still has that like that Bungie shooter feel, where some of the guns, where the Long Shot basically to him it feels like feels like you're using a Destiny 2 sniper. Something, you would compare like an old weapon. I think during the Beyond Light era was like the Frozen Orbit. Like that one was like that's like a really, really good sniper. I think another really good sniper, if I remember correctly, was excuse me, probably you could probably put it up against an Izanagi's Burden. Or the one like mecha looking sniper, like the one like kind of like the mecha looking sniper rifle. That was kind of like a obviously like a robot mech weapon. Very colorful in D2. I forgot the name of it exactly, but and it's interesting how he said like it's significantly slower than Apex. It's not it's not as fast as Destiny 2 movement. It's like in Destiny 2 movement is like I would say it's fast. Yeah. I wouldn't say it's like super fast. It's like no that's still nowhere like near like Apex Legends like fast. And that Marathon is significantly like it's slower than Destiny. It's significantly slower than Apex, and it basically just has that Halo movement, but with sliding basically. And a little bit interesting that like and I guess that's one of the things for him that like he doesn't like that it does feel slow, that it that it can get tuned up, that the movement the movement can get tuned up just a little bit. But obviously apparently there's like account like unlocks that you can unlock to like upgrade your abilities.
Upgrade it all the way. But I think at base the game could be a little faster personally. But overall, I think the gunplay feels great. The characters feel great. The looting loop is very fun. It's very Destiny-like, where there's gray weapons, green, blue, purple, and then gold is like the best of the best. They don't have fancy names, I don't think, like in Destiny. They're just kind of called their colors. I think
they do. I just overread them. That's funny.
But the interesting thing is like your guns. It's not like you find a purple gun. You can, but really what dictates the rarity of your gun is putting like those color attachments on it. So you can start with a gray gun and put green attachments on it, and there are 4 attachments for every gun. There's a sight, a magazine, a barrel, and a mod, I think. And they all pretty much do what you would expect them to do. Mods sometimes like alter things about the gun. And so you can start with a gray gun and you can put green attachments on it, and then it'll upgrade to green at some point. And then you can put blue and purple attachments, and you can really progress your gun. Much, much different than Destiny. Backpacks increase, the amount of loot you can carry. Those go all the way up to gold. Implants, cores. So implants are more like, reduce fall damage and like character specific stuff. Cores are base modifications to gameplay. Your pings last a little longer, or if someone downs you, they get pinged. That sort of stuff.
Okay, so from what I'm noticing is like the implants is like inherent like perks that you would like get that will affect you, and I guess some cores are probably like things, I guess like other things that you use that also affect. Honestly, I don't know any of the lingo and stuff like that, so I'm just kind of throwing words.
So you have 5 slots to really upgrade your character. Most of them are character agnostic though. And it just feels really good. The looting loop is great. You can loot different POIs. They all give you different stuff. So field maintenance, for instance, gives you a ton of weapons. You can go to the far right side of Marsh and go to Complex. It gives you a ton of shields. There are certain locations that give you character upgrades. There are certain mini events in the game that give you weapon attachments, that sort of thing. I'm gonna have another video coming out very soon about the looting structure, going more into that, because I know that's something very specifically people are interested in. So I'll kind of leave it there for now. There is a lot of build crafting though, and it's really exciting to a level of like you can really if you want to spec into a knife character, you absolutely can do that. You want to spec into grenades? You can probably do that. It's pretty insane. So it's very fun. The game is brutal. It's very hard, but you can be very powerful very easily. Shadow agrees with that, I guess. Now, the last thing I want to talk about that I really like before we get into things that I'm not so hot about in this game. It seems like there are going to be a lot of secrets. Now, I don't want to say too much. A, because I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to say. And B, because I think this is going to be something that's going to be very exciting for the community to discover. And actually for C, I don't know if I said 2 reasons or not, but for the 3rd reason is because I actually haven't seen that much of it. But the Marathon ship map, I think is going to be very exciting. I hesitate to call it raid-like in terms of Destiny, but it is definitely like you are trying to solve puzzles and secrets and find out hidden lore and that sort of thing. Maybe more on scale of like.
I like that. He didn't say that it was in the Dire Marsh, so I'm assuming that it's in a different map. And I am personally really excited to see where about that portion.
Like a dungeon while you are in the midst of PvP. That sort of thing is going to be the secret sauce for this game. I think there are aspects of that on other maps as well. But it makes me so excited. All I want to do is go back to the ship and solve the secrets and fight the enemies and stuff. Hopefully you'll hear more about that very soon. I also think it seems like they're going to be kind of leaning into more like live event or dynamic map stuff as the season progresses, to lean into lore and that sort of thing. I'm so excited for this. It is a very mysterious, secretive world, and Bungie knows it. And the ARG stuff, I think that's just a taste of what we're going to be getting as the game progresses through seasons, especially like in game. And I'm very excited for that. So we shall see. Now, the things that I'm not feeling so hot about, or I didn't like, or I hope they change. There is no solo mode. And for those of you asking, there's no PvE only mode. I don't think they're going to budge on the PvE only mode. Like, they very much want this to be a PvP game.
That's kind of where I'm also gaining that too. It's like it seems like they're not going to want to like try to like put in the PvE mode. Now, let's be real. Like, the mantra of... I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The mantra of a game for everybody is for no one is kind of... For the most part, it's kind of bullshit. Oh, no, not for the most part. I would say half of that statement is bullshit. But half of the statement is not bullshit. I would say that, like, I don't think there was no PvE thing at all for Apex for a very long time. The same thing with Fortnite. It was the same thing with COD, like, has like the blood money thing, which is they had blood money, which is battle royale, but not really. Where it's like it's still in Verdansk, but it was still in Verdansk, but you could respawn. Blood money was actually really fun though, but I'm like, this game is not gonna be for everyone. I'm like, I know some people were like, I'm like, if this is gonna be a free game, then it kind of has to like cater to all audiences. I'm like, I mean, not necessarily. There's a lot of people who've played Overwatch 2, and did not like Overwatch 2, or did not like what Overwatch became. They saw Marvel Rivals. A lot of people did jump to Marvel Rivals, but there's some people who are like, bro, I don't care anymore about that. I'll say this. Me, for example. I saw Marvel Rivals. To me, honestly, I just thought of it as just another Overwatch game. Does it do things that are like what I like from seeing gameplay and stuff like that though? I'm like, do I see that it actually does things a lot better than Overwatch / Overwatch 2? Yes. But to me, it's just another hero shooter at this point. It's just covering what... All it is just doing what everybody wanted Blizzard to do with Overwatch/Overwatch 2. And it's like it's doing what the fans want, what the fans of Overwatch 2 wanted, which is good. But I'm like, I'm not into hero shooters like that. I'm like, I just didn't care. I don't care. I didn't care about it, which is why I'd never touched the game.
It makes sense. Like, does Bungie really want 2 PvE focused live games? Like, no, clearly not. I do think, however, there should be a solo mode. In one of my playtests, we did a solos night where me and a bunch of creators and some devs, we all loaded in solo, and it was chaos. Now, there are like balancing issues with this they've talked about. Everyone was on Void, which is like the character that can go invisible, of course, if you're solo, because you can't screw up or else you're done. The enemies aren't really balanced for solo play. The loot isn't really balanced for solo play. That being said, I hope they work on it. And I think if there's enough pushback, they will. It is awesome. A lot of the people I've talked to, creators and devs, absolutely love playing solo. It's just not currently in this build of this game. There's no proximity chat. We were very vocal about this. It was pretty much in the last feedback session I left. It was the number one thing that all the creators were like, you need to add proximity chat. I think there's some legal issues there, but other games have gotten it to work. And I think it's something that Bungie absolutely needs to get to work, whatever the reason is. And I think with enough pushback, they will absolutely get that to work.
Okay, there's one thing I have enjoyed about PvP games is I've always enjoyed getting somebody's reaction to when, like in COD, like back in like old COD, where it was like, I think Black Ops 2, 3. I enjoyed the shit out of killing somebody and them getting ass mad. Now that's not proximity chat. That's kind of like just like a death of who you hear when somebody dies, right? And like, to me, that's like hilarious. In the Division, they added proximity chat when going to the Dark Zone. Having that was awesome. Having the proximity chat in like, I think it was Survival, and then having that in Division 2 is also amazing. Obviously in the game like Destiny and Destiny 2, obviously, proximity chat is not going to be a thing. But in extraction shooters, and then also when in the COD Battle Royale, and I think also in Fortnite, I think they added like proximity chat, which was very amazing. Which is awesome. I'm like, everybody loves that shit. It was so funny to hear people like just get like murdered, like freaking out. Like that's fun. Like that's really like fun to hear. And I think extraction shooters have, like, for the most part, have always had proximity chat. So it's like this not having it is honestly a pretty big downside, if I'm gonna be honest. But interesting that there's legal stuff about that, which is kind of interesting.
So provide that feedback that you want proximity chat. Currently, there's quite a low diversity in enemies. Mostly they are USEC robots, and there's a couple like ticks and stuff like bug creatures. I think that's going to change as we progress through the seasons and as we start to figure out what happened during the original Marathon games, and we get to hopefully fight things like the 4.
Those ticks look nasty, by the way.
But currently, all the AI are pretty much the same. There's diversity in USEC. There's snipers and there's chieftains or what have you. Like, there are definitely more powerful and less powerful ones, and there's guys with shields and that sort of thing. But I would, in a world that has the lore of Marathon, I really hope that they continue to expand, and I think they will. But it's just something I want to hit on here. And once again, I think it could be a bit faster at baseline. So those are my main cons. A lot of people are asking about microtransactions. I really don't know. I know there will be cosmetics in the game. A lot of the factions have cosmetics tied to their quest line. So one of the main things you do in this game is like you go to a menu, you activate like a bounty or a contract with certain factions. So, you know, there's Mida, there's USEC, there's Traxxas, there's Arachne, there's New Caloric, and you pick like what you want to do. Go to this specific map, do this specific thing for this faction, level up rep, get some rewards. As you level up your factions, you get higher upgrades that you can unlock for your character, the things we are talking about.
Okay, I would say this. I'm like, if this becomes a free game, look, if this is a game that you have to pay, but the price for the game is very reasonable. Honestly, I would say maybe $30, maybe even like $24.99, $25. Excuse me. I don't necessarily mind them having cosmetics in the game that you can purchase with your actual currency. But if they do put more of an emphasis into the contract system, playing and earning those like rewards, then that would be amazing. Now, ultimately, I would say honestly going free to play would be the better option. Then if you are gonna do cosmetic microtransactions, then make the game free to play.
About earlier, but you also get huge lore dumps, and they are very good. We got to see some of them. They are very well done, and they're still in kind of the alpha first take phase, so they're only going to get better. The lore of this universe is insane. I cannot harp on that enough. So overall, it's a tough game. I think it'll be an adjustment for people, and not everyone's going to like it. Just like hands down, not everyone's going to like it. I would say if you like PvP at all, I would give it a chance, because even if you die a lot, you can still make a lot of progression in the game through like the upgrade system and the contract system and learning the lore and helping solve the secrets and that sort of thing. It is brutal. It's very hard. It's going to be a learning curve for a lot of people, including me. I've never played an extraction shooter previous to this, but I thoroughly enjoyed my time. I genuinely cannot wait to get back into Tau Ceti and play more. But I hope you enjoyed this review. It was a lot of fun to put together. I'm gonna go work on some other videos. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section, and I'll try to answer those. But I can't wait for people to get their hands on this game, because I genuinely think there's a lot of potential here. So let me know your thoughts down below, and have a great day.
Okay, so that was all right. That was it for from Scarrow. As I said, everybody check out Scarrow. The man is like amazing. Think for, let's see, for YouTube chat. Let's see, let me go ahead and copy this. Copy link. Okay, there we go. This is gonna be something I'm gonna send through YouTube chat. Control V. Okay, so for everybody on YouTube, this is go ahead and check out Scarrow. And for everybody, if you want to get his opinion, go ahead and check out the video. And I trust his judgment, because he's been a person who has been both on the good side and the bad side of talking about what's good and what's bad, especially when it comes to Destiny 2. So he's one of the people that I actually do like listen. One of the people I do listen to. Also, you know, like that, and also Dado too. You know, and it's also. And, you know, I also been recently to what opinions and thoughts that Milo / Mr. Raffle Waffles had to say about D2, and the fact that you know, I'm glad that, you know, Milo is now part of the D2 community, and that he is also becoming part of the Marathon community. And I've always been somebody who's been part of Destiny 2 for a long time. I kind of don't necessarily associate myself with that much with the community, at least the Twitter D2 community, because that group is honestly one of the most toxic communities. But I love Destiny 2, and I've always, and another like group that I've also was part of, don't necessarily like am a part of in a sense though, was I'll go ahead and give it a like too. Is the Persona community, or the or Shin Megami Tensei community. I haven't kept up with those games at all, but I'm like, I still love the series. I still love Persona. I enjoy SMT, but I'm also hoping to kind of enter into the Marathon community, and I'm just very excited to also play this other game and actually learn the lore for this too, because I actually do like reading lore. I'm like, my freaking brother always talks about Warhammer, and there's some stuff about Warhammer that interested me. Now I'm like, is Warhammer really my thing per se? Not necessarily in a sense, but I'm like, I do appreciate that it has like a lot of lore and interesting stuff to it though. But yeah, go ahead, as I said, everybody, go to his YouTube channel. Actually, let me go ahead and also copy that. Let me go ahead and toggle off YouTube and Control V this. Actually, hold up. Copy that. Control V. Here you go for you guys on Twitch. That's Scaro's channel. Probably should just put on you guys too. That was my bad. But yeah, as I said, I enjoyed the video. And as I said, if you guys want to watch, I would say, I know we watched the whole video, but still, I would recommend just watching this also yourself. And have your own thoughts about it and see what you think about it. Like, this is just me talking about it. I would say honestly, like, watch it yourself to kind of also have your own thoughts. Like, don't necessarily take what I say about that, and maybe there's some stuff that you guys probably can see through it, that you could probably put a comment in his video and say what you liked and what you didn't like. And from everybody's been saying that Bungie has been taking all of the feedback by heart and taking feedback very seriously. So, hopefully they do right by listening to community feedback. And as long as they do that, I think the game will turn out really good. Maybe even great. Who knows? But I think we're going to end it off right here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and stream. We did a lot of talking. We did a lot of responses to this. Thank you to everyone to anyone or everyone who came and watched me, or just sat with me to do this watch along. I'm honestly just I'm glad to be doing this. Also, taking my own initiative in doing this. I honestly was on the verge of just not doing this reveal stream watch along at all, but I'm glad I did do it. I'm honestly just glad I did. But yeah, I don't know where else we're gonna go with here. But once again, I thank you guys all for coming and watching. I know I probably should have put out a notification on YouTube or on Twitch that I was gonna be streaming, that I'm streaming this, but I wasn't really 100% sure if I was gonna be streaming this at all. So, but I'm glad I did though. I am glad I did. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and head out now. Probably just gonna play some other games. Actually, no. I probably gotta do some stuff outside of playing games actually. But I'm gonna go ahead and head out. Again for the third time. Thank you all for coming and watching. Everybody on Twitch chat, thank you so much for coming. And if you guys feel that that I was able to entertain you guys enough, even with me just talking, if I give me, it would be great if you guys followed. If I do deserve your follow, if I do, go ahead and give me a follow if I do deserve it. So you can, know, so you'll get notified when I go live. And yeah, and on YouTube, thank you everybody for anybody and everybody coming to watch. If you guys enjoyed, then, and if you guys feel like I deserve a like and subscribe, then go ahead and do that. As I always say, you guys really just watching alone, like, obviously subscribing, liking, and following is like, it's like support already, but honestly I think really just watching is more than enough. Even just, I think watching alone is more than enough support. But yeah, if you guys do feel like I deserve any of all of that, then go ahead and like, subscribe, follow on Twitch, hit the notification bell on YouTube so you can get notified for when I go live. If you guys like came in to watch, so actually let me go ahead and reiterate that entire statement I'm about to say. So you guys go ahead and do your posture checks, stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Get up off the chair, move around, get your blood flowing so that your body doesn't stay stiff from sitting for too long. And if it's daytime where you guys are out there, then go ahead and do something. Play some games, do something that you need to do, maybe something productive. I don't know, whatever you guys want to do during morning or daytime, just do it. And if you guys stayed up very, very long to watch the marathon reveal, and if it's nighttime where you are and you guys saw my my stream on your page and clicked on to watch, thank you, and go ahead and head to bed if it's nighttime, because you guys deserve it. All right, I'll see you guys on the next stream, maybe Tuesday, for some D2 stuff. I'm like, I don't know if there's really going to be some Act 3 stuff at all. Like, it seems like there, I don't know. Like, it got left in a big of a cliffhanger, so I'm not really sure. But we will see. And I don't know, we'll probably just casually play some D2. Or hell, maybe I'll probably just make it a Shinobi stream. I don't know. Like, it'll most likely be D2 though. And then after next week, the week after, Claire Obscure's Expedition 33 is going to come out. So I am really, really excited to play that game. All right. I'm heading out. Once again, thank you all for coming and watching, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. All right. Later, everybody. Peace.